Hi, I'm Levi Sherman, the Juror of ConTEXT 3. I'm an interdisciplinary artist based in Columbia, Missouri, where I work by day as a graphic designer. Much of my creative practice is at the intersection of art and design, so the combination of text and image is of great interest to me. I also co-founded Partial Press, an experimental publishing project with one foot in literature and the other in the art world. So I couldn't possibly turn down an opportunity to help shape an exhibition all about the written word and visual art. With my background in art, design, and publishing, I came to the challenge of jurying with a broad definition of text, but I was still blown away by the sheer variety of submissions. The artists in this show are inspired not just by the written word, but also the spoken word, the found word, and letters and sounds that aren't words yet or aren't words any longer. There are works in every medium imaginable, from all over the country and even outside the US. To see such varied interpretations of text is a welcome reminder that language is material. As any designer knows, a written word is always also an image. The way a word looks changes what it means. Many of the works I selected epitomize this double signification, and they do so with more than one successful strategy. Some artists make their message hit harder by aligning form and content. Carol Larson does this to great effect in her multimedia textile piece entitled Culture of Fear. The bold, distorted typography and black and red color scheme speak powerfully to the issue of gun violence. Drew Pilmer's painting, More Than Pink, conveys an empowering feminist message in a single word through her use of color, composition, and expressive brushwork. Other artists, like James Lukes, create ironic juxtapositions between content and style, or content and material in the case of Kevin Eaton's Ceramic Cookie Jar No. 2. The exhibition also features a whole category of art that deals not with specific text, but with language as an idea or a structure. Works in this mode show how much of our history, culture, and daily lives are influenced by the written word. John Hardiky's paintings are visual representations, almost infographics, of the rhyme schemes of different sonnet forms. In her kinetic sculpture, Perfect Imperfect, Katarina Hazel refers to books not for their content, but as intimate, interactive objects. The title also seems to refer to grammatical tense, speaking again to language as a whole rather than a specific text. Robert Kokoniesi's ceramic Deep Sea Scrolls draw on the age-old link between writing and wisdom. They evoke the Dead Sea Scrolls in name and appearance, but speak to general themes that transcend a single text or tradition. All of these artists show how the prevalence of text in society offers a way to connect with viewers who might otherwise find contemporary art difficult to access. But I want to specifically call out the three artists to whom I've awarded prizes. What I appreciate about the painting Mom by Benjamin Parks is how elegantly it highlights the difference between reading and viewing. From across a room, the large canvas looks like a conventional portrait. But from up close, the viewer can read a text that is lightly written on the surface. At that distance, the brushwork is too close to cohere into an image. Reading and viewing are separate, almost mutually exclusive. The piece reminded me to slow down and that more than one interpretation can be correct or even necessary. An anatomical exercise by Sarah Halsey also combines text and the body, but in an entirely different way. As a designer, I was drawn to the parallel between the vascular system and a grammatical diagram. The comparison seems to suggest that language is an essential part of human life. As a book artist, I enjoyed the way the piece takes an excerpt from a science book with a sense of history and authority and turns it into an interactive book structure. The reader can essentially edit the text by folding the book differently, blurring the line between viewing art and making art. I awarded the Going Solo Prize to Leah Sorrentino for her work Professional by Name 2. Her series is a clever contemporary take on a long tradition of found objects and ready-mades. She also draws attention to the way that communication is both implicit and explicit, and that the appearance of a message might say more than the words themselves. Sorrentino's focus on language as it is used in everyday life seemed especially fitting for the exhibition. The piece shows that we can understand the tensions and vulnerabilities behind a message if we approach it with the same attention that we do art. All of these artists remind me to slow down and think critically about the language that surrounds me every day. They show how rewarding it can be to look for the implicit message behind the explicit one, or appreciate the structure that enables the communication at all. I hope they inspire you to spend more time at the intersection of text and image too.